Hi everyone, Susie here from Minnesota, and I garden in a zone 4, and it is that time again for my plant room tour. It's the April one. I'm thinking it's going to be the last one because I'm hoping come May all of this stuff is outside hardening off, fingers crossed, getting ready to be planted, which is about middle of May that it can safely plant out. The only ones that I really have to kind of watch closely are the Coleus. They don't like it cold, so they definitely are tropical plants, and those nighttime temps at least need to be, I find, at least 55 degrees and higher for them to actually tolerate it. 50 might be pushing it, but they definitely like it warm, so those might have to wait a little bit, but everything else, yeah, starting off that hardening off process sometime in May will, I'm hoping, work out. I'm ready to get everything outside. I've been having some mold issues in my garage. I want to get that taken care of. I've been wiping it down with bleach and trying to keep on top of it, but a fresh coat of paint and everything will help out. But yeah, growing in my garage plant room has proven to have some difficulties just maintaining that even temperature, and it's actually been hotter in here than what I have the temperature set at. I have it set at 65 degrees, but because of the humidity in my garage, I've been having to run a dehumidifier, which has really bumped up the temp in my plant room. So I have a window open, the only window in my garage, just to kind of help pull out some of that moisture and help with that air circulation. I do have fans running. I have 2 of them running. Not all the time. Everything gets turned off at nighttime. Everything gets shut down. I don't like things running when I'm not awake. The only thing that does turn on and off is the heater because it is set at 65, but I also leave the window open at night just to kind of help, because it's taken a long time for the plant room to drop to 65, because coming out when it was 75 degrees out here, the humidity level, it was quite balmy. And I mean, and I say that because a lot of you might be, I love it. I mean, I could crank the heat up in here to 85, 90 degrees and have that and just absolutely love it. But it's creating leggy seedlings because they are growing under artificial lights and that warm, moist environment. So if they were outside, they would definitely love it. It's a different, but growing inside does have its challenges versus outside. Having a greenhouse would be nice. In my area, it would have to be heated. But I had to bring back in my perennial seedlings that I've been hardening off, my cold tolerant annuals too, just because tonight is supposed to drop to about 30 degrees Fahrenheit, and they probably would be okay. They are perennials and cold tolerant annuals, but tomorrow they are talking possibly snow. I hope not, but they definitely won't like that. After all of the work that I've put in, I don't want to run the risk of losing these plants at this point. So figure for a few days they can have a home in my garage again. I have some stuff sitting on the floor and just all over the place just to make room for it, because in the meantime I've been potting up more of the annual seeds that I've started, so I definitely am running out of room, and that's the other issue. So a lot of moving things about, and but it's doing really good. So I can't wait to show you. I did buy some smaller plastic pots. Yes, I know they're plastic, but it's affordable for me, and that's also easier because I give some to family and friends to transport them to. They'll be giving me back the pots anyway. So they're about 2-inch pots for the annuals and some of the bigger plants too, but I just find that it's a lot easier to maintain the soil moisture on a pot that size versus the kind of those 4-inch containers. I do have some in that just because they're aggressive and they need that room, but I'm finding that these annuals here are really loving this size, and it's just been a lot easier to maintain. Lots of watering though, so I've been having to remind myself to come out here because I've also been in my gardens working, so it's just I was kind of glad that today is not so nice, so I can be out here and take the time and check everything over. So yeah, so let's get this plant room tour started and hope you enjoy. Okay, so back there I have oregano. I don't think I needed that many. I don't know what I was thinking, but I have pinched it, which was quite lovely. That scent was amazing. But yeah, I don't know. I went overboard on the herbs because in here I have, back there I have 4 sage that I had other ones that germinated. They just got really leggy, so these were the best looking ones. And the rest I have some chives, basil, and oh, what is it? Not thyme. Oh, I'm drawing a blank, but some different herbs in there. I don't know what I'm going to do with all of them. I went a little crazy. And this is where I did another sowing of the sunflowers and some more tithonia. I had some room back there, so I thought, you know, can't have too much tithonia, Mexican sunflower. And I'm hoping this works out a little bit better. That is a heat mat there. I don't have it on. The only time I had it on was to see if my caladiums were viable that I had overwintered. But others, I don't like heat mats. They just, to me, make very leggy seedlings if you don't get the heat off. This is open here for the sweet peas that are outside. It's the only thing that I brought outside. There's a few other things out there right now which I need to get in pretty soon. Down here in front I have black-eyed Susan vine. I went ahead and I pinched all of them. I want to create more vining for more blooms, hopefully. And I was going to pot these up. They definitely are ready, but I watered them yesterday and they're sopping wet, so which are proven to be a little difficult getting out of this container. That little tray right there, I have some lavender in there. I had 3 germinates. A subscriber had said to put it in the fridge for that cold stratification, and it worked. And so, I mean, 3 I think is very promising, to tell you the truth, so very happy with that. And in the way back I have datura, so that will be ready to pot it up at some point, just when the soil dries out just a little bit. These are pansies, which have yet to show any blooms, but they look quite healthy, definitely responding well to the hardening off process. I haven't had any bleaching of or scorching of the leaves, so nice and green, so very happy with that. All right, I am kneeling on the ground, so just give me just a second to get up here. In those brown bags, that's where I have my caladiums. I'm kind of doing a test with those. Lots of Coleus here and here. I've gone ahead and I pinched all of, I'm not going to say all, I would say 95% of my Coleus because I pinched here, but you can see how it's branching off everywhere. Pinch your Coleus, you will love it. It makes a healthy, bushy, just very robust looking plant. Some don't need it because I didn't pinch this one here, and you can see it's just branching off on its own. So some tend to do that more than others. So yeah, and some just take a little bit, like this one, I think it's Festive Dance. The colors are really nice, but I don't know. But of course it's Coleus, so I love, love, love Coleus. Just kind of backing up here. Don't want to show you the mess behind me. That's a bit intense. Diamond Frost Euphorbia, I have to harden that off. That is an annual that I had brought in to overwinter. It's looking really good. I am crazy about propagating. What can I say? These are a string of bananas. My sister got rid of her string of bananas because it looked not so great, so I decided to propagate what was left. And yeah, I love free plants. It's so fun. These are seedlings that I just potted up. I'm leaving, they will be moved out into some light somewhere, just have them put away for the tour. I don't know, I'm running out of room. I love this potting mix. It is peat based. Finding something in the US that's not peat based and affordable is very expensive, and this goes a long way. So this was what, $14, $15. I'm not sponsored by anyone, but it's $14, $15 for this huge. It's heavy, I think around 30, 40 pounds, but it's lasted me a long time. Let's see, over here, lemongrass, looking good. It's taken a bit, but it's definitely put on some height there. And lemon balm in the back. I probably have more than what I need, but oh, it smells so nice. I just love it. And bunny tails, absolutely love this. Last year I had kept them in little bunches, and I think they ended up killing each other they just got so root bound. In the back, if you can see that little guy, that is a gomphrena. I had 5 that made it, so 4 other ones are somewhere else, not sure where. Look, these are the caladiums that I had overwintered. I don't know which ones, but I can't wait. I'm so happy. And moonflower, looking a little yellow, could use a shot of fertilizer. I did not put slow release in any of these. I just honestly, that's a lot. So I'm just going with a water soluble fertilizer. I have some rosemary in here. These are the African daisies. I don't know. They're a little delicate. They really are. But maybe they'll prove to be really nice later on. Some salvia cuttings. Again, they're yellowing a little bit. I'm a little behind on the fertilizing just because I've been potting things up, getting out in my garden beds, and it's just falling behind. These are more African daisies. You can see they're just, I'm just gonna say delicate, so we'll see what happens. Right there in the middle, that is Texas sage. The germination on that was unbelievable. Cerinthe, and it was just because I soaked the seeds, so of course I needed more Cerinthe, but you can see how stocky they are since maintaining the temp in my grow room a little bit better. Just potted these up today. This is tobacco swavolens, and that was fiddly. So yeah, and this might be where these pots are a little too small for these because the leaves get huge. So we'll see. I don't want to pot up at this point. I'm hoping they work and I can just harden them off and get them into the garden. Let's see, Erigeron. So I have 2 tags in here. The one right there is Perfusion, and the one in the way back is Erigeron Stallone. I don't know if there's any difference with it, why the different names. So the only thing is go figure, Stallone is definitely more aggressive than the other one. And in here is Peruvian Tobacco. Again, it might be dinky looking, but just wait. All right, gonna stand up here. Look at this beast. These are just wandering Jew cuttings that there's a lot in this pot, a lot. I've been starting the hardening off process with this when the temps have been a little decent. It's a shade lover, so I've just been putting it outside so it gets used to those temps and, you know, that breeze, but isn't that unreal? Down here I had to, because the dahlias that I dug up last year and put in my storage unit, they all froze out. So I love dahlias. Didn't have the best of luck with them except for that yellow one, which I was bummed that that one froze because I've had that for what, 3 years now. But at Walmart I couldn't help myself, so I got 1 package of this one. I mean, look at that. One did break off, which had an eye, so I might get 3 plants out of that. And then there's 2 bulbs. I got 2 packs of these. So the tubers on this one they were huge. I can't wait. So I just have them potted up. It's starting to sprout a little bit. I think there's enough light, but at some point I will have to move them into more light when they start sprouting. At this point, I think they're fine. More Coleus. I love my Coleus. I kept the geraniums here. They were blooming. They still look good. They definitely haven't struggled since I took the cuttings last year. I'm gonna go here more. Yep, I can't help myself. And then back here I have some morning glory vines. Those are aggressive. I think it's the heavenly blue, like very aggressive. I don't know. I think they're just gonna all intertwine, but more perennials. You can see there's been some struggles, but I think it'll pull through. Heuchera, I only have 2 of those, but they're really pretty. My peppermint is going crazy. It's flowering. I can't believe it. I'm just gonna use it for a pest deterrent or rodent deterrent. We'll see what happens. I'll put some in water too. I love peppermint, and I've had some issues with some. I think it's just because a lot of these are blocking out the light, but it's peppermint. I don't have to worry about that. Aren't these amazing?
And they smell so good. These are the antique shades. I always say that wrong. Sorbet antique shades of violas, and how they smell so good and so pretty. It still is always amazing to me that, you know, that I did this, that a little time and effort, and I did it. It's so rewarding. And look at this one, same kind, but look how deep that is, that plum purple. Oh, I can't wait to get these potted up. I'm hoping soon. I would say I'm hoping about a week. Fingers crossed. The foxgloves look amazing. And I mean, this is what I mean. The leaves are more textured, greener, tougher, stronger. Responded very well to the hardening off. They were started a little too soon. I think middle of January, February, something like that. And they're definitely ready to be planted. A little bit yet, but beautiful. The columbine has responded very well also. I swear it's doubled in size since I started the hardening off. It's been liking just being outside, and even the overcast. I have 3 different kinds in here. There's a lot. I know there's a lot. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with all of them, but the fact that it was just seeds, pretty cool. More foxglove, again, looks amazing. I did lose my tag, so we'll see how that goes. And so the Jacob's ladder is the one that was worrying me, because I had them all bunched together and they looked amazing. They really did. But the only thing is they were getting spindly, because when I pulled them apart, because now I gave them room, they were all kind of supporting each other, the foliage, and it just flopped. But I thought I lost half of them, and they're pulling through rather nicely. Looking really good. I do have some more outside too, so I did have 3 trays of it, and I will have to bring that in at some point today. It's in like a little cold frame tent, plastic. It's okay, it's not a favorite. I couldn't get rid of this Coleus. It just looked too pretty. It's just been sitting on the floor here. Let's see, I was gonna do this real quick. Turn off these lights. And then this one down here. Should have done that before the tour, but I forgot. But I only have 1 light up here of grow light on each shelf, and it's been working out pretty good. I'm just going to show you over here real quick. I have a dead plant back there. Probably should have gotten rid of it, but note to self, if you don't want a plant to die, put it where you can get to it, right? More wandering Jew cuttings over here. Yeah, maybe I'll use it as a ground cover. Who knows? Gara, I don't know why I needed so much Gara. I have some Nicotiana lime green in here, and in here I don't need any light yet for germination, because I just started these today, which is the hyacinth bean vine, more sunflowers. So once they start spreading, I will hit them with that intense light once all of these are out of here and staying outside. I had to get my stool. I had to step up for this. But these Snapdragons here, I'm just going to show you real quick. So they are all the apple 20 apple blossom Snapdragon. But I think there's one in here that's not, because look at the foliage on it compared to everything else. So that's kind of cool. But you know how I said that I don't like my perennials, or not perennials, my annuals blooming before putting them outside? But look at that. I mean, it's definitely liking this. And a lot of times marigolds come in 4-inch containers. But yeah, it's got a blossom. So at least I'll know what color it is. I think it's called Alumia. So I don't know if it's going to be very yellow or light yellow or cream, so we'll see. But yeah, they're doing really good. Like I said, they're liking these smaller containers. This one might need a little watering, but these are all Snapdragons. I think it's time to pinch these and I have 4 or 5 different kinds of zinnias up here, and they look pretty good. Can I turn this a little bit? Nope, not working. So they're doing pretty good. Not too leggy. It's stretching just a little bit. The ones that were a little later in germinating definitely are better since controlling those temps, but it's also been cooler outside, so that's helped. Last, what, almost a week ago, it was 85 degrees. Gara. I think that looks really good. Very happy with that. That's why I don't think I have 32. I don't think I need more than 32. And most people won't even know what that plant is. Let's see. More zinnias. Here is Tithonia. Now these containers might be a bit small for these at some point, but you can definitely see how nice and stocky these are. And I want to say that's a sunflower back there. Not too bad, stretching a little bit. And down here, not down here, over here is a Viola. And I went ahead and I pinched all of those. So this one's looking really good. Look how nice that's bushing out. Very happy with that. And so these are the sunflowers that were super expensive. What, 5 seeds for $10? This one just germinated. We'll see if that one comes to anything. It looks a little, but you know, these are nice and stocky. Now these are where they're stretching. And then especially, these are the Pro Cut ones back here that are just going all over the place. So, not a healthy plant. So, did another sowing of those. We'll see if I can create stockier plants, but very, very happy with those in front. I think they're the Sunfinity sunflowers. Down here, I have a different vanilla improved marigold. Just potted those up, but aren't those amazing also? Yeah, it's only the middle of April, so I'm getting a little nervous here. Back there is some kufia. So I did pot those up, but it came in like a multi-pelleted seed, and I can't get them apart, so I'm thinking I'm gonna have to thin those. So I just put them all, I potted them all up just as is. We'll see what happens. And then back, that's the Gomphrena, the 4. That is such a slow grower, but I do like that plant a lot, flower. This is the Mahogany Splendor Hibiscus. Look at that. Is that not awesome? Again, these containers might prove to be a little small for this because that has such an extensive root system. And this is the Texas sage. Looks amazing. Very happy with this. Is it coral nymph, hummingbird, something like that. And this is where I have more Cerinthe. This was my first planting and it looks amazing. I mean, it really does. Very happy with that. And some more lemon balm. I had 3 little areas for it. So yeah, so I think everything's doing really good. Very happy with the growth on everything except for the sunflowers. They just, like I said, I got very, very leggy, but I had more seeds, so. And I think that is it for this plant room tour. So hopefully you enjoyed this tour, especially I hope you enjoyed the violas as much as I did, because they're so beautiful and also smell so lovely too. So hopefully you've had success growing your own seeds, and at least I'm hoping in a month I'm ready to start planting a lot of this. I can't wait. Bye for now.